Okay, and we're ready. Good morning, everybody. This is the first day of CAD 212 for the spring 2022 semester. Today in class, we're going to be going over some generalities of how the class works, and then also review the syllabus, open the floor for any discussions, and then also talk about our first assignment so we can kind of get jumped in and get started right away. So first, a little background about me. Hi, I'm Michelle Martin. I've been teaching at Delgado for a while now. I've been teaching Revit and also MEP class, which is mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, both Revit-based classes. My background is weird story. After Katrina decided I did not like the profession I was in and just restarted over at Delgado. And that's part of the reason that I teach here is because I really like Delgado. I think it's really great as far as helping people kind of kickstart like another phase of their lives or just kind of jumpstart from being a high school student. And I really enjoy teaching this class. So part of my thought process is for you to enjoy it too. It is a lot of work and we're going to go through it together. I teach live, but that's why I record all my classes, and I'll be sharing the YouTube link, so you'll be able to refer back to the YouTube link in case you have any questions about class or missed class or anything like that. Also, I like to make myself available for y'all outside of class. Usually my lectures are going to take about an hour. Especially they're very lecture heavy in the beginning part of the semester, the first half, because I'm just teaching all the basics. So you'll know the basics just through the lecture of the class. I use the book as a reference guide. And then the second half of the class, we build on those basic skills that you've already learned. And we use those skills to learn more advanced skills in the second half. So very lecture heavy in the beginning half. So I definitely suggest that you attend class. If you can't attend class, you have to watch the classes online. I'm a little flexible about people that need to, that can't make class all the time because of the strange situation that we're in. Just let me know what's going on and I'm happy to work with you. And then if you need to meet outside of class, just make an appointment with me and we can meet outside of class as well. So what I want to do is just kind of go through class real quick, since I never see y'all besides online for a few minutes. And it's one of the things, another thing that I miss about class is really kind of getting to know y'all and working with y'all one-on-one. So I just want to kind of go through the list of people and just say hi, say what your background is, say, whatever you want to say. If you're a CAD student or an architecture student, what you're looking forward to about this class, when you're graduating, if you have any Revit experience, just give me a little bit background about yourself. So that will require everybody to turn their cameras on. Sorry. But I won't require you to turn your cameras on most days. So let's go ahead and start off with Aaron. You're first in line on my side. And then I've got everybody on mute, so just unmute yourself.
All right. Hey, everybody. My name's Aaron. I'm a drafting major, and I currently do stone fabrication. So I operate a couple CNC machines. So I'm somewhat familiar with AutoCAD and a few other programs. I don't have any experience in Revit or that yet, so looking forward to that.
Excellent, excellent, cool. That sounds very interesting, especially with the stone fabrication. They probably do have a lot of good computer background, just setting that stuff up and everything. So cool. Hope you enjoy the class. Next in line for me is Lori.
Hi, I'm Lori Henry. I don't have any experience at all. I don't know anything. So I'm looking forward in this class to kind of just learn the basics of how to design in Revit and all that. And yeah. Oh, my major is architectural design, construction technology. So yeah.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, welcome to class. Yeah, hopefully by the end of
Thank
class,
you.
you feel real comfortable with all of this stuff. So no worries there. All right. Mohammed, you're next.
Yes, I am Mohammed. I am from Iraq. I have experience in AutoCAD about more 10 years. I have diploma AutoCAD in Delgado.
Excellent.
I mm, mm. I have more experience in Revit because I want to work with engineer, special civil engineer.
Excellent.
That's
Excellent.
that's all.
Perfect. Well,
Mm.
hopefully we'll enjoy this class this year. We'll get you finished and to put Revit under your another notch in your belt for your resume. So great. Welcome to class. Thank you. Hey, Rayshawn.
Hello, good morning. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm just recovering from this interesting thing that's going on right now, but I'm doing much better.
Oh, good.
But Hi, everybody. I'm Rayshawn Varnado. I'm a architecture major and also in the CAD certificate program.
Great.
I was with you last semester, Professor Martin, but we all know that the interestingness from Hurricane Ida and all of that craziness. But I'm back this semester, and one of the courses for me to complete to wrap up everything is CAD 212. So I'm here again, and it's gonna be a great semester.
Excellent. Glad to have you back.
I'm
Yeah,
glad to be back.
excellent. Good. I'm glad to hear that. We'll get you through it. So yeah, we'll power through this semester. So hopefully nothing crazy. Thanks, Rayshawn.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. All right, Luis.
Good morning, everybody. I have a degree in construction management. My name is Luis Lopez. Something interesting about me is that I live in Las Vegas,
Oh,
but I was in Baton Rouge for 10 years, and I've been friends with Christina Alvarado for over 10 years now, and I was going to TMCC up north in Reno on an online program because of COVID. But my director decided to move everything back into the classroom, and I'm 7 hours away. I cannot drive there. So I had to look at, other routes and different options, and, private architectural college is very expensive. I'm pursuing the license of residential design here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And their requirement is to have at least 1 year of architecture in any, in residential focus or anything really in architecture. So I look over to Christina, and she told me about you guys' program, and I'm very happy. This is my second semester. Just, trying to pile up classes to get hopefully graduated by the fall or finished by the fall. I have a really big background in construction and a little bit of Revit. I understand how it works, and I'm excited to be here and learn, more about it. So.
well, that's fantastic. Welcome. That's exciting. Yeah. So it's even earlier for you over there.
7 a.m. I was up.
7 a.m. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was up at 11, which is 1 o'clock you guys' time. But I'm very involved with Louisiana. My whole family is there, and I'm always up early, and I never wanted to change that time zone. I always, get up 8 o'clock Louisiana time, which is 6 o'clock my Nevada time here. So.
Yeah, well, good for you. That sounds great. Yeah, well, hopefully this is perfect for you is what it sounds like, because yeah, we're still virtual and everything's taught online. So I think it'll work out really well for you. So welcome. Glad you could.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Luis. Brad, you're next.
Hi, my name's Brad. I am an architectural drafting student. Had a lot of weird jobs over the years, like done a lot of landscaping. I was a massage therapist for 8 years. this summer I wrote a novel trying to figure out how to take the next steps with it, like get it published. Always had a big love of architecture though, and so have been pursuing that. So really excited about this class. I took the intro to CAD in the spring last year, and I was surprised at how much I loved it. It was just like so exciting being able to take your thoughts and create them so quickly. So yeah, looking forward to learning new cool things, particularly how to do 3D modeling. It seems really interesting.
Excellent. Well, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, one of the interesting things about I find CAD students and architecture students is once you jump into it and you start working on these programs, you find out this is actually a lot of fun, and you really like it, which is good for a profession that you're going to get into. I mean, that's how I felt when I started it. I was like, I love this, you know, this class, Revit, CAD, Inventor, all that stuff. So it's always a good sign that you're on the right track. And one of the things that I do like to stress is I do want you to have fun in this class. It is a lot of work, but it should be fun as well when we go along with this, because it's pretty cool. You know, if anybody played The Sims, it's kind of like, you know, Sims on acid. It's like building like the coolest stuff. Yeah, I think that'll be great. I think you'll really like the class. So welcome. All right, and then Trey, we got you.
Good morning.
Hey,
So
Trey.
yes, my name's Trey. Little background about me. Like yourself, I decided to kind of change my career path along the way. Back in 2014, I originally graduated from the Citadel with a degree in psychology
Oh,
back in 2008. And then somewhere along the line, ended up finding myself working with an E&I group at DuPont out in Laplace. Shortly after working out there, I decided to go back to school for an electrical engineering degree. And that I begun that journey around 2018. And I've been working for multiple engineering firms such as MS Benbow and Associates, as well as Audubon Engineering, mostly in an intern role as a associate electrical engineering intern. But I have found that a lot of the skill sets that I found that I could use or apply in my career were not taught in the engineering program and are rather taught in CAD. So I decided to do a dual major in computer-aided design for E&I. So that's why I'm here.
fantastic. No, that sounds great. Yeah, I've had quite a few students from like some of the architecture programs at LSU and other places that have taken this class too. Even just audited this class because they don't actually teach Revit, which is surprising, and it's such an integral part of the practice now. A lot of times, you know, in actual firms, your principals, your main architects, they don't even touch the computer anymore. Worked for a local firm down here, and the principals, they never used CAD. They still did the old hand drawings, and it was like pure artistry when they did that. So they would take that, pass those on, and one of the associate architects would, you know, create the Revit drawing out of that. And it's really interesting to see that process, how you know, we still have such a wide variety of skill sets in firms at the moment. But yeah, hopefully this will give you the skill that you need to kind of jumpstart your career in that. That's how I find it's worked for me. And I find that it works for a lot of other people as well. So welcome everybody, glad you're here. Let's jump into like talking about the syllabus. Everything's online now, everything's Canvas based, everything's going to be set up for you. It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to jump into, well, if you're online, if you're on Canvas now, you can just go to the home page. That's where I have the syllabus located. And we're just going to read through the syllabus really quickly, go over the important stuff today, and then we'll do some other stuff, but let's jump into the syllabus right now, kind of go over that because that's pretty important. Okay, basic intro stuff right here. I'm not going to read through all of this and make y'all fall asleep this early. So, so basic stuff right here. Basic competencies, what we'll go through. A couple of things I want to highlight. Implement the basic commands to create a standard 2D and 3D set of architectural plans. Revit's really interesting because when you're drawing in 2 dimensions and you do in 3 dimensions right away. As soon as we get into that, you'll see how cool it is because you'll draw one line in 2 dimensions, then you jump to the 3 dimensions and you already have a wall. When wall, we can set all different parameters as far as how the wall is constructed and stuff like that. So it's actually pretty cool how that works so fast. And we'll get into that. Understand the basic systems and concepts in creating a full set of architectural plans. Anybody who's worked with plans before will know that that full set of architectural plans is very in-depth. We're going to hit on the basics of how to create that, what needs to be done, and we'll do a lot of review on the background of that. If we're going to create an actual full set of plans, it would probably be, at least like 50 pages or something. So we'll do, we're going to jumpstart you and give you the basic idea of how those plans are going to work. Oh, somebody new. There we go. Cool. Understand how multiple programs are used by industry interaction with each other. Be able to use, excuse me, y'all, my allergies are acting up. Be able to use the vocabulary of the given industry to accurately communicate in the design world. There is going to be vocabulary included. It's stuff that I'm going to be using throughout the class. It's real important if you're going to be working in these professions that you know the lingo of those industries. So we'll talk about that as well. Let's see. Understand how to work in a cost-effective manner and appropriate way while accomplishing all goals in a timely manner. Like I said, this class is a lot. You're going to be doing 2 major projects, one for the first half of the semester, one for the second half of the semester. And within those, there's a lot to do, and it'll be a lot of learning how to allot your time, and hopefully I'll give you some shortcuts and how to make things work a little bit faster for you. So we'll read through the rest of this stuff. Those are kind of the top ones right there. Required materials. So, get a flash drive, get 2 flash drives and save everything twice. Hopefully, since you're working at home, you're not going to have this issue, but I've had issues before in class where students, the computer has crashed and they've lost everything, and that's like a real nightmare. So make sure you back everything up when you do your work. Also, the book that we're going to be using is the Revit 2020 for architecture. And some people like this, no experience required. This one does say 2020. We're still going to be working in Revit 2020. So when you download Revit from the AutoCAD, make sure that you download Revit 2020, not 2021. It will default to 2021. Make sure you're working in Revit 2020. Every year, Revit updates and they change a few minor things. It's not going to affect our class. I'm still working in 2020. I'm working on a work computer for another job, and I can't upgrade to 2021 or anything like that. So I need everybody to work in 2020, and you can get that on the Autodesk website. So when you go to do that, please remember to do 2020, because I've had some people in previous classes just do the most recent one, but I've had to have them go back and reload 2020 on. So please make sure when you download that you download Revit 2020. And then as far as the book is concerned, I teach in class, so that's why it's so important for you to watch the classes if you miss class. I use the book only as a reference guide. I'll explain everything that you need to do in class. That's why I teach live, because I think it's real important. to actually kind of go through this. We're kind of visual people anyway, so I find it's really much better to teach live, show you how to do it, and then usually people catch on like that. There may be a few times that you forget one step or another, but it's always, I just think it's a better, platform to teach y'all live rather than just give you the book and like, here, read this and ask me if you have any questions. So use that book as a reference guide. You don't have to buy 2022. You can buy 2020. You can buy older used books. Save yourself a couple bucks on that, but use that as a reference for this class. Couple other resources we'll talk about. Once again, here's Student Autodesk. Just make sure that you got an Autodesk to download the 2020 version of Revit. And then another thing that they have available online is called Revit City, which is where you can download some information, some cool stuff once we get into that modeling phase, and usually the second half of the semester. I would recommend people start playing with Revit City a little bit, not during the first half because you're still just learning the basics. Excuse me. All right, class periods. Class periods always consist of a lecture, and then usually when we're live in class, that's when you do your work. And but now, I'm just going to do the lecture, and then I'll put the recording on YouTube. Then it's up to you to kind of go back to that. If you have any questions on the top of the syllabus, you have my cell phone number. Feel free to use it. Text me. Calls are not the best because I do have other stuff going on during the day with another job, but you can always text me. Don't text me after 11 o'clock at night or before 8 a.m. But besides that, if you have a question, I try to make myself as available to y'all as possible to kind of help y'all with that stuff. Because it is awkward being, that you do miss that interaction with your professor when you're working on stuff. So you can text me anytime you have a question. And if you need to make an appointment to meet me one-on-one, I can do that for y'all as well. So don't worry about that. So assignments, lab exercises, there'll be some outside reading. Portfolio of all work will be turned in on the last day of class. That one's important. Actually, I require 2 portfolios. You're going to turn in all your work for your midterm project, and you're going to turn in all your work for your final project. So once we get to that phase, we'll talk a little bit more about how that's going to work out, but know that all that's going to be turned in for a midterm project and a final project. I do have things broken down by mods, and that's just to kind of keep track of your work. A lot of times I'm not going to be grading you based on every mod that you turn in. I just want to see your progress. I want to see your progress on your work because usually this is, that's the time in class when I walk around and see how you're doing and just making sure everybody's on track. Because one of the frustrating things with Revit is if you forget one step, then it's not going to work. And I want to try and catch any issues that you have before we get too far along the trail. So I do require you to turn in work weekly, just so I can kind of keep track of it. You won't get a grade on all of it. It'll either be submitted or not submitted. Grades can be a bit confusing because I do that, but the main grades are going to be, I may do some pop quizzes this year. I usually always do those live, but it's always awkward on Revit. And then you'll have your portfolio, which will be due, and then your midterm and final exams, and we'll break down how that works shortly. So exams will consist of 50% written and 50% producing drawings. It's not 50% written now because of the situation that we're in. So all of your exams will be producing drawings, and there will be no makeup exams. Quizzes, short quizzes, if I can incorporate those. Basically how this is going to break down is exams are 50% of your grade portfolio is 25%. If we don't do quizzes, then this will be, portfolio will be 40% of your grade, and participation is 10%. When I say participation, it's awkward now. If you have questions in class, if you get involved in class, you know, if you show up to class, but then they don't require everybody to show up, you know, but, you know, if you are involved in class, that does, you know, that does look good for you. But mostly it's going to be exams and portfolio, two big things that count for your grade there. And usually this works out in students' favor, especially with the exams. So basic 10-point grading scale. The only work capable of getting an A is work that is turned in on time and in the correct manner. Work handed in late or not handed in correctly will start the grading process as a B. This is a pretty big one right here. What I mean by this is considering we're in construction field and we're bidding on jobs when we get out. If you don't get your bid in for a job by a certain time period, by that deadline, then you do not qualify to bid for that job. And you want to think about this the same way. So if I don't get my plans in by the deadline it's supposed to be, then, you know, you wouldn't be able to apply for that job. So, you know, you wouldn't be able to get an A. So make sure that you turn everything in on time. I'll stress those when we have very time-oriented things. That's especially going to be for your portfolio, when you turn in your portfolio, to make sure that, because it's kind of the equivalent of turning in your job, your application, or your package for that job in the real world. So keep this in mind as you progress through this semester, please. Attendance, we have a little virtual attendance. I've stressed many times before, make it to class if you can, and if not, you have to watch the videos. Class participation, seating, phones, all old stuff from when we were in the 3D world. Basic statements here, disability, academic honesty, Title IX. You can review that on your own. So that's basically pretty much the overall information on the syllabus. Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay, cool. And it's online.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no worries.
So for the attendance, if there's any reason that we can't make a live session class, will watching the posted recordings count, or is that?
Just let me know that you're going to miss class. Shoot me a text or a message on here saying, you know, I have a family thing, I can't make it or whatever.
Gotcha.
And that way I just, you know, I can just check it and not worry about it instead of giving you an X against that. Just let me know in advance. That's real helpful. But you're going to have to watch the class in order to know what to do. So yeah, I'm flexible. If stuff comes up, it's a weird time, just let me know what's going on. And then in order to do the project, you're going to need to know, watch the class in any case. So, and that's why that's another reason I ask you to turn in your work, is to, so I can make sure that everybody's keeping up with stuff. So we'll go from there. All right, any other questions, y'all? Okay, cool. All right, well, we'll just kind of jump into how the semester is, well, we've kind of touched on that already. Let's talk about, let's go to, where am I going to go to? Let's go to mods first. And I haven't made everything live yet, so I'll make that live after class. But let's talk about your first assignment. First assignment is going to be due on Monday, this coming Monday. It's kind of a big one, and it's the basis of your entire first project. So for your first project, we're going to be drawing your house. We're going to be drawing, if you have an apartment, we'll draw the apartment. If you have a 2-story house, we're just going to make it a 1-story house. There's a lot to learn in the first half of the semester, so I try and, you know, incorporate as much of that as possible. but we do a residential project for the first half and a commercial project for the second half. So for the first one, as we're learning stuff, it's just kind of easy to be kind of hands-on in the place you live, especially in the current situation. So you're going to be right. Just drawing your house to start with. And in order to do that, we need you to do some sketch work, and you're going to do a hand sketch of the house using pencil and paper. Just read off of here. It says, imagine you're on the job site and all your technology died. It could happen. And you need to go back to the old school ways of like just kind of sketching stuff. So I just want you to go outside your house, go outside your apartment, you know, wherever you live, and look at that front view of your house, which is considered the front elevation, and just do that sketch of the house, and come back on Monday with that sketch. You can upload it to your computer. You're going to be uploaded to this this mod right here, so that way I can share the screen, and then you'll kind of like, we'll take a look at your work, and we'll talk about the sketching, what you did, and we'll kind of go from there. So real easy kind of project to kind of get us started with. Why do we sketch when we're in the middle of a Revit class or any kind of CAD based class? Well, just how you started sketching to begin with hand drawing. It's real important to keep those the connection between your hand and your mind there. And a lot of times when we're actually flushing out ideas and trying to make them work, it's better to hand sketch than to kind of try and sketch on a computer or anything like that. It's much more fluid, and I find it much more creative. So in any type of business, our firm right now, architecture firm, you're still going to have people, you know, drawing and sketching and things like that. It really is a way to kind of tap into another part of your brain as far as like creating that. Plus, I find that when we're actually out sketching something, instead of just taking a picture, we're actually training our brain to look at things, look for details, and just, you know, the more you sit there and look at something, the more something will catch, and you might be the difference between why something looks, you know, not as interesting to between a house or a building that looks a little bit more interesting. You know, they say the devil's in the details. So, you know, we talk about that a little bit too. So it's really an idea, a lesson looking, observing, and putting that on paper. And also I kind of get to tap into your brain a little bit and see how you draw and see how you think and process, because you will make a presentation about this in class. If you're one of the people that cannot make it to class, then I still need you to turn in your work. But if you're in class, which is preferable, we'll be doing it that way. We'll be doing a presentation on each one. If we were in class, everybody would be doing a presentation. So try and work with everybody the best we can. So that's just our first project. I'll make that live. And any questions about that at the moment, guys? So, okay, well, let me switch back 1 second, please. All right. Okay, so that's it for today. Pretty straightforward, just information about the class, how the semester is going to work, and you have your first assignment as far as just doing a sketch drawing of the front elevation of your house. Come back Monday and we'll talk about that with everybody and go from there. Any questions, y'all? All right.
No.
If you need anything, let me know. And if not, I will see y'all Monday.
Professor
Thank
Martin,
you.
I'm sorry, just have a question for you,
Yeah, of
Rayshawn
course.
Varnado.
Hey, yeah, no worries.
I'm sorry, I was out for a moment with some technology issues, but I'm going to send an email to you in reference to requesting an office meeting with you.
Sure.
So just to go over something for the semester.
Yeah, perfect. No worries. Yeah, shoot that over to me and we'll take care of it.
Okay. All righty. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rayshawn. Take care. All right, y'all. Happy,
Where do we find the YouTube link for your
I'm gonna
page?
send, great question. I'm gonna send an email after this class. I try and set up a new one every semester, so I don't have that, but I'm gonna send you the link after this class. That way you'll have it. And then I also recommend that you, it sounds corny, like and subscribe. And you should definitely subscribe to it because it's just easier for people to find it rather than me sending the link out all the time. So that way you'll know as soon as I upload a new the new recording that you have it.
Also, is it possible for you to upload past lectures that you have?
They're on YouTube. I'll
in-
send you the
in
link.
advance?
They're still
Okay.
on YouTube. I'll send you the
So
link.
that, like, you know, so we can get a little head start or advance if we have the time.
Yeah, I don't necessarily recommend working in advance too much, but you know, it depends on your, you know, what, it depends on how comfortable you are with it, but I'll send you the links to the previous classes too.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right, yeah, no worries. right.
Quick question.
Mhm.
Are we going to be using the same Zoom link for every class?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the same link every class. Last semester people had trouble with it. It's from time to time, but it's supposed to be the same Zoom link for every class.
Okay.
So we'll find out next week. Yeah, but usually at the beginning of class, I try and just kind of resend you that link. So if it's the same link, when I resend it to you, just let me know. But sometimes people have trouble signing on and I've still had to do it. So hopefully Monday we'll have an answer for that. All right. Anything else, y'all? All right, sounds great. Have a great weekend and I'll see y'all Monday.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very
Bye.
much.
Thank you, you too.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.